Welcome back to Politics and Religion, everybody. I'm Dave Robbins, and I'm filling in for Irvin Baxter today, who's feeling a little under the weather, and so he's taking a little R&R, much needed R&R, and so I hope you'll join me for a very interesting program this afternoon. I found out about 10:30 this morning that I was going to be on the radio. And I didn't really stress that much, and let me tell you why. It's because every day on our website we post new articles pertaining to prophetic fulfillment. Back when prophecy first started in about 800 AD, when the Holy Roman Empire was born, when Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne the first emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, during that era there was about one prophecy that was being fulfilled concerning the second coming of Jesus Christ. About one. And so when Irvin called me and said, hey, could you do the program? Could you fill in for me? It really wasn't a problem, because now jump forward to 2015 and we post news articles daily on our website about every single prophecy that's supposed to occur just before the second coming of Jesus Christ. So when we try to answer the question, how close are we to the second coming of Jesus Christ? I don't know the exact amount of years, but we make the statement all the time. Every single prophecy that's supposed to occur just before the second coming of Jesus Christ has either already occurred, we're watching the fulfillment of that prophecy right now, or we're watching precursors leading to the fulfillment. Now I'm going to say that again. Every single prophecy. There's not one left out. I have people call me all the time and say, okay, Dave, you guys say we're in the end times, prove it. And I say, which prophecy do you want me to tell you about? Because I can talk about any of them. There's about 1,000 prophecies concerning the second coming of Jesus Christ, and I proved Monday and Tuesday on the program. We're at the very end of that. And so I just wanted to go over some stuff with you today. So what I did, I just went down through the news, the Drudge, Jerusalem Post. You guys can all go to these sites as well. And there's so many prophecies coming to pass. So what we do here on a daily basis, like I said, is we post these articles on our website. If you want to keep up to date and know how close we are to the second coming of Jesus Christ, go to endtime.com. All these articles are there on a daily basis. So I know that a lot of you, when you read the news and different things, a lot of you may go to the sports page first. You might go to the obituaries, or you might go check your stocks. But I'm going to encourage you to read your news differently from now on, because there's so much in the news. You give me any newspaper, and I can show you one story or two or three pertaining to Bible prophecy and how it's being fulfilled. And so when we go to news sites, I don't look for the sports, I don't look for this, that, and the other first. I always look for things that pertain to prophecy. And what we want to do on a daily basis to educate you concerning world government, the mark of the beast, the world religion, all these different things. That's why we're on the radio and television, because we're living through these prophecies being fulfilled. These aren't light years away, the next 1,500 to 2,000 years. No, we're living through these things already coming to pass. And so that's what we do here on a daily basis. So what I want to do today is to show you, what I did when I found out I was going to be on the radio, I just went to the news, and this is easy for me to do, and I found tons of articles pertaining to prophecies coming to pass. And this is where your wheels need to be spinning as well, because you don't want to be walking through the next few years in a fog. You don't know, you just think, well, I need to provide for my family, I need to do this, that, and the other, which that's a good thing, but you really need to educate yourself on the prophecies of the Bible, and it will change the way you read the news. You go to world news and you think, oh, hey, there's a war going to happen in the Middle East. There's a world government being set up. There's a world financial system, an economic system that's being set up. You kind of know what's coming because you're educated on the prophecies of the Bible. So I'm going to walk you down through several articles today that I got from the news, just like you can, showing you how these prophecies are coming to pass and letting you know without a shadow of a doubt that we're just ahead of the second coming of Jesus Christ. So the first one I want to talk to you about, I went to the news. This is easy. but it's about the world government. Now think about this. This is in your news just as much as it is mine. But if you're not educated on the prophecies of the Bible, this stuff will go right past you and you don't even know what's happening. But in New Zealand, now the first one I'm going to talk about is world government. Of course, we know in Revelation chapter 13, verse 1 through 8, the Bible predicts a world government that's going to be set up that will seek to control you, have you right under its thumb just before the second coming of Jesus Christ. Well, concerning the world government, the first article I came upon, this is found in the Register in New Zealand, and it says, the Kiwi Parliament passes the Harmful Digital Communications Bill outlawing online nasties. So it's talking about what you would post, different posts that you would make. Most of society right now is on their phone all the time. They're on their computer. They're on social networking. They're emailing. They're all kinds of different things. Well, in New Zealand and other countries, Scotland and Northern Ireland, they've already passed bills that curb and control what you post on the internet. And if you post the wrong thing, they can actually bring litigation against you and fine you. I mean, immense amounts of money, and there's possibility of you going to jail. So in New Zealand, it says, this article says, New Zealand has become the latest country to think bad online manners are amenable to litigation. The country last night passed a controversial bill, the Harmful Digital Communications Bill, in the hope of stemming cyberbullying. And we've all heard that term. If you hear the news at all, you've heard of bullying or cyberbullying. The bill creates a regime under which digital communications causing serious emotional distress. Now we're getting into thought crimes here, are subject to an escalating regime that starts as negotiation, mediation, or persuasion, but reaches up to creating the offenses of not complying with an order and causing harm by posting digital communication. The most serious offenders would face 2 years in jail or a maximum fine of $33,900 US. The bill covers posts that are racist, sexist, or, now this was where it would maybe affect a religious entity in the future, or that shows religious intolerance, saying that your religion is the only way to be saved. You're showing religious intolerance. This bill covers you as well, along with hassling people over disability or sexual orientation. So if you've got a website that would talk about, a religious website that talks about same-sex marriage, this bill would cover you as well. It's just passed in New Zealand. There is also a new offense of incitement to suicide. So they say that a lot of people that go on there and preach about different things would incite somebody, a young person, to maybe commit suicide because they just couldn't put up with it all and can't take it anymore. Well, there's a 3-year jail term waiting on you in New Zealand if you do that. And finally, it says New Zealand's National Business Review notes that there were complaints because this could criminalize children 14 years old and up. So it's pretty much going to cover everybody in the country that's on social networking. So my take on this is, and how this is leading us into a one world government. Now think about this, and I'm going to tell you in a minute how some of this stuff is coming down in the United States already. You say, oh, it'll never come to the United States. Think again. In this bill, anyone using digital communications like Facebook, Twitter, or other apps in a way that causes serious emotional distress is considered to be breaking the law, or could face a number of punishments. Posts that are deemed to be racist, sexist, speaking badly of someone else's sexual orientation or disability, or showing religious intolerance, all are covered in the bill. This means that someone could report your post or comment by simply saying they were hurt by what you said. Ramifications of committing the newly declared crimes include mediation fines up to, again, $33,900 or even jail time. If it's a business and they're found guilty of infringing on these things, they have fines up to $134,000 US. So it has also been made an offense to incite suicide in any way, obviously, and doing so could land you a 3-year jail sentence. Oftentimes, leftists tell Christians that because we stand for the biblical definition of marriage between one man and a woman, and that all sexual sin is sin, we incite young people who are gender confused to end their lives. If you do that in New Zealand, you're looking at a 3-year jail term. Now, you think they're not trying to control the thought processes of men. You better believe they are. And I don't agree with bullying and different things like that, but I should be able to express my views without looking at fines and jail term. You're talking about the absolute free speech here. Anyone who has a website who shares scripture or articles about biblical truth, your freedoms as you knew them could and will be shredded. Think about that if legislation like this is ever passed in America. You say, well, that's never going to be passed here in America. They don't look at your social networking and try to control you. Well, think again. I'm going to prove that they do already here in America just in a second. So Scotland and Northern Ireland already have similar laws just like that. You say, well, that's not going to happen here in America, Dave. I mean, that's overseas somewhere. We don't have to worry about it. Well, think about this. The next article comes from the Yahoo News, and I got all these today. So I'm talking about world government, Bible prophecy coming to pass. I'm showing you, and it's easy to do. We do it on a daily basis. But if you're not really educated in the prophecies of the Bible, this stuff can just go by you, and you'll just think, oh, it's just another law that was passed, and I don't have to worry about that. You need to pay attention and educate yourselves in the prophecies of the Bible. Listen to our program, go to our website, get in our Bible studies, go to our prophecy conferences, watch our television program, educate yourself so you know what these things are all about. This says, the article is, the end of U.S. oversight role strengthens the internet. It says the U.S. government is stepping away from a key oversight role of the internet, and now it will strengthen its governance and ease political pressures, said the top internet administrator on Wednesday. Fadi Shahad, president of the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, or ICANN, said the end of the U.S. role is now set for mid-2016, less than a year away, with the transition pushed back by a year to allow time for input from the Internet community and review by the U.S. government and Congress. So I'm coming up to a break here, and after the break, I'm going to give you a quote by John D. Rockefeller IV concerning ICANN and how they're turning over control of the internet from the United States to an international organization and the ramifications that's going to bring down on the United States in just the very near future. I'll see you after the break.